Geopolitics is influencing cloud and partner strategies. What should ISVs understand about this? I'm not going to go into any specifics on this, obviously, but when you are a rapidly growing organization who is under significant external pressure from investors, usually to deliver outsized returns in a very fast time frame, you need to do everything you can to compress sales cycles, do deals faster, and grow the customers that you have landed faster, bigger in an even shorter amount of time. All the classic SaaS VC metrics of net retention rate and expansion growth rate that you see for SaaS companies. If you can do deals faster, wherever they are in the world, then you have a quicker turnaround on how fast those customers expand, thus increasing your growth rate. Usually an organization, when they get to Series B, Series C, have consumed a lot of what we would consider lower hanging fruit in terms of sales opportunities, which are inbound opportunities, close direct, with a vendor just working with the customer. There's a lot of those opportunities out there, but we're talking about organizations who are trying to get to billions in revenue or acquisition or IPO. So you may be able to go from 0 to 100, 200 million in this model. Solely direct, working primarily from inbound marketing-driven leads. But at some point you face two different challenges. The first one happens much, much sooner if you are an organization who is on that kind of trajectory, is most businesses start with a US-centric sales motion. It is a little bit easier to do business in the US if you are based in the US. Same law, same language, same currency, same culture largely, and doing direct deals, contracting directly with organizations is a little bit more straightforward. This tends to be your first phase of customers, is you land 10, 20 customers in the US as a B2E software company. And your first challenge comes in our market, in our area, when you start doing international deals. You can do one or two in an organization who is a particular forward thinker or innovator from an end user or enterprise perspective, probably used to having to do deals directly with small suppliers because they're doing it often to bring the latest technology into their organization. But very quickly, as you start to expand into international markets, you start to find that doing business with these organizations gets more and more complicated. You could be entering into new segments. So doing government business in the US is highly complex. It's highly complex in the UK, it's highly complex in Germany, it's highly complex everywhere. Being able to navigate the different markets, customers, and ecosystems internationally really is an almost unforeseen problem for some companies. A 9-month onboarding process with an enterprise in Asia is just considered par for the course. And it doesn't need to be that way. So geopolitics or just diversification of geography in general for an ISV, leveraging local knowledge, pre-existing suppliers, pre-built transaction layer, ultimately of partners and cloud providers, is fundamentally going to allow you to do deals faster because you will be able to skip some of the steps that are box ticking exercises for big enterprises. That allows you to do deals faster. That allows you to compress that sales cycle. That allows you to grow the customer quicker. That allows you to land new logos, and all of a sudden your $10 million a year is a $12 million a year, and 300% growth still happens. So all of a sudden you're looking at an even bigger year next year. So what this means is that as organizations become more complex in where their customers are, their routes to market need to become more complex in order to keep their sales cycle short, in order to reduce the admin burden on salespeople, in order to reduce the resources that you need internally to be able to do these kinds of deals. And fundamentally, that's usually, unless a CEO or CRO or CFO, this is the second or third time they've done this, this can come as a bit of a surprise or an unforeseen complication, because you've only been solving the problems which are ahead of you, and then this kind of comes out of the blue. So there are ways around this particular problem of internationalization of transactions, but it's not something that's particularly sexy in the marketplace and hasn't been talked about a lot, but it's actually one of the main reasons why we're seeing this huge growth in cloud service provider marketplace transactions, is making that easy. Second challenge that you face after you've got your deals done and you've hit that low-hanging fruit ceiling and you want to continue growing at that same pace is those early adopter enterprises are very used to doing business internationally with teams that are based in the US or Israel or wherever they may be. As you go further down the road of early adopter to mass adoption, your localization needs to go up. Organizations are used to dealing with people closer to them. Your product is a more global product. They would expect a more international focused approach to doing business. Being able to support them locally where they are, with people where they are, and hiring salespeople is one thing, but there are ecosystems of partners who are already working with these companies. So navigating different ways of doing business with partners in different places, Latin America and Asia Pacific and India and Germany and the Nordics are all different and things that need to be factored in, because if you don't spend the time building it before you need it, then you're six to 9 months behind. It's not something that is flip of a switch usually. We would like to argue differently.